Today I want to talk about jump programs.
Yes.
So one of the things that frustrates me, one of the things that I would like to be able to have better clarity around is the fact that the shiny things aren't always the best things.
Internet is often wrong.
Yeah. And things that, it's like with the foot speed, the movement of feet versus agility stuff, things that look the best often not that great, and things that are really great often don't look impressive, they don't look interesting, they're pretty dull. Just like good nutrition isn't that exciting necessarily to watch. So jump programs. So there is not a year, not a month I would suggest that goes by that someone doesn't bring up a jump program.
I think I had 3 over summer would ask me about their thoughts on the thing. Yeah.
I wrote an article, it was about stretching, but it touches on this a long time ago. And the basic thing was, people comes, I want to do this. And I was like, if I want to do X is often a jump program. If that was going to if that was going to safely and effectively make you better, we would be doing it.
Yeah, it'd be in here.
I would be all over it, because that's all I want, all we want is great results. The problem with jump programs are that, number one, they are a way to make money for someone off the internet, because you write it once and sell it 1,000 times, and so there's a
nice exponential profitability.
And you'll sell it more if you have more great names. I'm not going to name this. I think it's rude to name the business, but we've got a jump program that one of our athletes paid for. And it's basically just a million different types of jumps done for lots of reps. Can
I read them out? When I first saw this, I was like, can you please give me a copy of this? So it's a 3-day split over the week, and this is called it's called the something phase. So day 1, dynamic warm up, and then you go around the square jumps.
Oh, we can name the phase actually. The something shock phase, because it wants to sound like it's gonna.
Yeah, it's the vert max phase 1. It's intensity phase thing.
Yeah.
And so it goes. It's around the square. 3 sets of 4 forward. I'm not sure what that is, but it seems like a bit of a warm up. Then it's got tuck jumps, which is where you pull your heels up to your butt and try and like tuck yourself like you're jumping over like a fence or something. 2 sets of 12 jumps with 90 seconds rest, which is
you can't. And so okay. Because we may be doing a bad job of explaining why this is silly. So let's go back.
Let's talk about what a good jump program is first.
Yeah, so a good jump program is a program where you do just enough jumping to elicit a response and an adaptation, and to where you jump in a fresh state to exploit that stretch shortening cycle.
And with lots of neuromuscular freshness, so you can be really, really explosive.
Yeah, it's never confused with endurance. You cannot develop power and endurance simultaneously. If you could...
Well, they try, it's called skipping, and you do neither. We've talked about this.
But yeah, it's one or the other. Like, you're either training for endurance, so it's training to do a thing gently over a long period of time.
Moderate intensity, for as many reps.
Run a marathon, run 10K.
For athletes.
Row 5K, whatever.
Even 8 and 12s to a degree, sort of different than endurance, in that you are trying to do a higher level, but repeated under the influence of fatigue.
Yeah, but you certainly can't do explosive power for high reps and expect to get a result. Like, you want to do short little blocks, make it count, move on. So a good program is going to contain a few of the things like that. It's going to be very progressive in the sense it will gradually build up week over week. It's going to control the amount of foot contacts, so you're not suddenly overdosing your tendons and your nervous system with all this impact. And it's going to be customized for each person, because you may have a lack of dorsiflexion, you may have a different core issue. It's certainly not something that you would just print off the internet. I guess that would be my key thing. But also
sorry, a little more science. In terms of sets and reps, if you'd probably do 2 jumping exercises.
Yeah.
And you do 3 sets of 5.
Yeah.
With about 3 to 4 minutes rest between each set. So you might do depending, again, don't just take what I'm saying, but you might do a box jump, you might do some ring touches, and you might do some lateral bounds.
Yeah.
And you do 3 sets of 6, really high intensity efforts, but with like 3 or 4 minutes of rest, a bunch of rest in between, so that each set has a lot of pop to it.
But don't do that, because this is not
a jump program.
Like I feel like,
Yeah.
the big thing though is that if you're doing no jumping and suddenly you do a jump program and you happen to have great collagen, great tendons, and you get away with it, you will get an improvement. Because if you're going from nothing to something, you'll get an improvement. But for so many athletes who are already doing a fair bit of jumping, because people get very excited about the word plyometric because it sounds so sciencey. It sounds futuristic and sciencey. Firstly, plyometric means measurable improvements. That's the name. That's what it actually means. And it was invented by
The 50s by...
is it Verkhoshansky, or was it? Or did he write about it?
I will link the name of the Soviet Union sports scientist and strength coach who invented plyometrics.
Yep.
But basically he invented it back in the 50s and 60s because he had these freakishly strong track and field athletes who like can't put more weight on their backs.
They're squatting 200 plus kilos.
They're double
What
body
do I do?
weight. And it's like, well, I need something that's going to, I use the word,
Yeah.
shock their
Yeah,
systems and actually hit their muscular tendinous units with that stretch shortening cycle with insane loads.
Yeah, and so the best way to do this is jump off a high thing, come down at 6 to 8 times your body weight, so all of a sudden you're getting insane loads. But he was, and I remember reading an article talking about how appalled he was at the mass adoption of his stuff. Like he was like, no, that's not for you.
Stop stealing my cool stuff.
Well, but it's not cool for that. But like that,
Yeah.
That's not that it was stealing my cool stuff. It was stop using my advanced stuff for inappropriate
rookies.
cases.
Yeah.
Just like a powerlifter would hopefully be appalled if you saw a 5-year-old kid trying to squat 50 kilos. Like it's too young. Like yeah. So even he wasn't into the popularization of what he was doing.
And the other thing he did, this is a 3-day week, he would do like 15-minute workouts twice a week.
Yeah.
With like 72 to 96 hours in between each session. So it's just this tiny dose of this high intensity stimulus. And now the internet has taken it and run with it and gone, let's do, well, if a little bit is good, surely all of it is brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's not.
So yeah, my thought is plyometrics can be very useful done in small doses for appropriate people with a basic strength background. I don't believe some people say
Good movement skill background as well.
Yeah.
Strength and movement
Yeah.
skill.
Some people say, oh, you shouldn't do plyos till you double body weight. Well, that's not really. I don't agree with that because you have to run and jump, and you're actually doing plyometrics anyway. So for me, it's more like you do a little pinch of them when you've mastered all the landing. Like so for me, a jump off a box thing, like a shock phase,
Like a depth jump type thing where you step off and then react back up.
That's like a level 5 plyometric. Like you've got.
Yeah, it's a really good point. There's a continuum of intensities of plyometrics. So like little double leg springs and agility hop stuff we do in here with most of our athletes, the durable ones and the healthy ones.
Low level plyometric response.
Yeah, but it's and then from there they might step up to like a repeat jump or maybe we don't have any.
Well, the order I really like, this is courtesy of Mike Boyle. I think it's really clever. The very first thing you're doing is a sub-gravity based landing. So if a normal landing is I jump over that and land, well that's a standard gravity landing. If however I jump just up to here, I'm actually landing before gravity's really been fed into the equation. So it's a sub-gravity landing. So phase
lower ground reaction force. So a smart box jump, I think.
Yeah, a very low box jump. So that would be phase 1. Phase 2 would be just a basic jump, a normal jump and land. So a ninja landing would be
Over a
phase 2.
cone or over a piece of tape, whatever.
I really like phase 3 is jump and it's land and it's a land and bounce. So it's just over plyometric action. So you're just getting that feeling of quickness off the ground, but without the intensity of trying to go really high. And then what opens now? Phase 4?
Yes, phase 4. Sorry.
And phase 4 is an actual plyometric action over. So it's where you're actually trying to get that bounce.
And spring yourself into the next jump.
Brett Bartholomew posted a great one showing plyometrics done beautifully at Exos a while ago. We'll try and dig it up because it looks really underwhelming. You look at it, you go, and the coaches at Wheel go, oh, that's beautiful. It's just this lovely glutey rapid thing. Doesn't look sexy at all, but it's really good. Can we wrap up with a talk a little bit about our frustration about how the great stuff doesn't look good?
Yeah, please.
Drives me mental. Like
Go.
The great stuff, the stuff that makes you brilliant at almost every facet of sport, is rarely the highlight reel play stuff. It's the fundamentals in any sport of how do you do that movement, the repetition behind it. What makes you great is the meat and potatoes, not the icing on the cake.
Fundamentals.
Mixed metaphor. Fundamentals. And it's the same in strength and conditioning. You know, your mobility, your activation, strength, movement skill, and it's never going to be the shiny looking running with a parachute, you know, all that stuff. It's the basics.
Yeah, no one likes that though.
Well, no, people like it, but no one wants to watch it, and that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, don't watch it. Like, go watch a movie, but do the smart stuff.
Yeah. And so that's why we don't like jump programs.
That's why we don't like internet jump programs. Yeah. I think it's important to be.
Yeah, because like that one of the athletes who came to me over summer and said, I want to do a jump program. I said, no, here, let me give you a moderate dose of plyometrics appropriate to your injury history and to your current training.
And you've got great results.
And so he's doing, I think once a week, he's doing a vertical based jump type stuff, and once he's doing like a lateral power type stuff. And so he does 30-40 minutes before he does his shoot around or his on-court training, and that's all he does for extra plyos a week.
It's a pinch of it. You're never doing it to fatigue, never at the end of a session. Like I've had coaches, very well-meaning, say, oh yeah, we've added in 10 minutes of plyos at the end of training. It's like, no, like 4 minutes of plyos at the start in a phased base.
With a graded warm-up and then graded over your weeks as well.
Cool.
Nice.
If we haven't communicated that clearly, comment away.
Yeah, let us know.
I don't feel like we did a great job because we're both so passionate. It's like we care about it too much.
Yeah. We'll see.
Do we need to make a movie maybe?
That's on its way, but we don't have time to make movies right now. Too busy filming meandering random thoughts.